Hello. In this short introductory video, I would like to give you a brief overview of the GRE examination, its utility, and its structure. So what is GRE? GRE stands for Graduate Record Examination. GRE is required for getting admission into Master's, MBA, PhD, and JD degrees in various institutions of higher learning. It tests you on your verbal, quantitative, and writing skills. These are the three sections of the GRE. GRE scores are valid for 5 years after you take the exam. The exam is conducted by Educational Testing Services or ETS, which is a private company. Although institutions across the world admit students on the basis of GRE, many students give GRE to get admission into top-notch graduate, business, or law programs in countries like Australia, Canada, Singapore, UK, and the USA. To check whether the program or institution you are applying to requires a GRE score or not, check out the links given below. These links are also provided in the accompanying PDF. Also, make sure to note down the 4-digit institution code for your preferred university or college so that you can send your GRE scores to the institution after you have taken the exam. Now coming to the structure of GRE. GRE is a long exam. It is a marathon, not a sprint. The exam takes close to 4 hours to finish with very little time to rest. As shown in this table, the exam starts with 2 essay questions. One essay is about analysis of an issue and another one is about analysis of an argument. Both essays have to be written in 30 minutes each. The essays are followed by a verbal reasoning section. Here you have to solve 20 questions on verbal skills in 30 minutes. After you finish this section, you are given a small break of 10 minutes. This break is also timed, so the exam starts whether you are done with your break or not. After the break, you are presented with your first quantitative reasoning section, where you have to solve 20 questions in 35 minutes. Next, you are presented with one verbal and one quantitative reasoning section again of 30 and 35 minutes duration respectively. Now here comes the tricky part. After you have completed 2 verbal and 2 quantitative sections, you are presented with another verbal or quantitative section. So you may get 3 verbal or 3 quantitative sections for your exam. And one of these 3 will be a research or unscored sections, so it will not be scored. The tricky part here though is that you have no way of knowing which of the 3 sections was the unscored section. So you have to give your best shot in all the 3 sections. Now coming to taking the test. GRE is offered in 3 modes. Traditionally, it has been offered in paper-based and computer-based modes, although the paper-based test is rarely offered now. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation, GRE is now also offered in an online mode, which you can attempt from your home. This at-home test comes with all the necessary precautions like live recording to prevent cheating and forgery of any kind. In contrast, the paper-based and computer-based GRE are taken at designated test centers. GRE can be scheduled throughout the year. To schedule your GRE exam, go to the official website of the ETS at ets.org/GRE. Now let's talk about the costs of taking GRE. Although GRE exam costs different amounts in different countries, the approximate cost is close to $200. Apart from this fee, if you need to reschedule your test or change your test center, there are additional charges for these services. After you have taken the GRE, your provisional score of verbal and quantitative sections will be displayed on the screen immediately after the exam. A few weeks later, you will receive your official GRE score report in the mail. It looks like the one shown here. This score report will contain your verbal and quantitative section scores, their percentile ranks, and a score for your essays, which are available only after manual checking by an essay scorer. The GRE score is given on a percentile scale. So the score ranks you in comparison with all the other test takers. The scores of verbal and quantitative section are given in the range of 130 and 170 with 1 point increments. So for example, if you scored 85 percentile in verbal and quantitative sections, your score is in the top 15% of the students who have taken the GRE that year. Similarly, the essay is scored from 0 to 6 point scale with half point increments. Accordingly, you also get a percentile score for your essay. Here are some more important points regarding the GRE. GRE is a section adaptive exam. What it means is that out of the two verbal and quantitative sections, the first section will have an overall medium difficulty. This means that while the section will contain easy, medium and difficult questions, the section will be of overall medium difficulty. Now, based on your performance in this first section, you will be given a section of higher or lower difficulty level. So if you perform really well in your first section, you will be given a section of overall higher difficulty. So that is a good thing. So if you encounter very difficult questions in your second section, that's a good sign. Also, every question on GRE is worth the same number of points. So whether you get an easy question right or a very difficult one correctly, both are worth the same number of points. So while it is important and also better that you get both easy as well as difficult questions right, what matters more is the number of questions that you answer correctly. Okay, so now you should have a good idea about the GRE exam. In the next lecture, let's see your present level of preparation by taking a GRE diagnostic test. See you in the next lecture.